You know what I find super funny? When I'm listening to certain music, I really hate when you have like insight into like the artist's lives. Because what do you mean Mariah the Scientist wrote this album about Young Thug? Like, where did it, like, at what point did we lose the sense of community? At what point did we become okay with the fact that we've lost the sense of community? And how the fuck do we get it back? It is a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. Or at least that is what I am telling myself. Because summer is officially over and I'm trying real hard not to become a shell of a person again this winter. I find that the winter is super hard on my body and my mental health. And I bed rotted for like 70% of the winter last year. I was crying every day. I literally had no movement in my life. It was like work, cry, sleep, work, cry, sleep, work, cry, sleep. Heartbreak, work, cry, sleep, you know? And like we're trying not to do that again this year. So hopefully, the hope is that all the rituals and stuff that we're trying to put in place will help mitigate some of that. And then some of it, we're just going to have to actively work on ourselves. So there are a couple of hobbies that like I wanted to explore that I didn't really get into this summer because I was busy as all hell. But I think we're gonna pick up pottery this winter, and I might, like, my gym subscription starts back in October, so we're gonna start back like our Pilates classes and everything on a more consistent basis. Like I still go now, but like in a one-off. Like I don't go, like I'm not in the gym every day, or like my 4 or 5 days a week or whatever. I can get back into that this winter. And yeah, I need to get a couple furniture pieces for the house before like winter is really in full gear. Because I've been filling up slowly since I moved. I want to get some artwork on the walls. I was like talking to a friend about this. And so I'm just giving myself like little projects and like little pockets of like creativity during the winter so that I don't lose my mind as the island girl stuck in fucking minus 40-degree weather. But this is what we're doing with the hair for today for work. And this house needs to be cleaned. I'm actually very annoyed with myself. I'm actually gonna show what it looks like because we need to do better. And when I'm off tomorrow, cleaning this house, doing a deep clean of this house and doing laundry is number one on the priority list. Like, I'm very confused about like what it is we've been going through that the house looks like this. Also very confused about why my father is not answering the phone.
get some rest, 'cause I've been out here working all damn day. Blueberries, butterflies, the pretty things, the green.
The struggle is so real, but I did find one of the good hair ties inside of my work, the bottom of my work bag. So I'm gonna put my hair up in the ponytail that it actually should be in for work. And then we're gonna leave the house. Work time. It's a little comical how long it took me to find 2 matching socks this morning, which is a sure sign that I need to do laundry. I also always forget that I can't actually put my hair in a ponytail until I'm out of the car because it is uncomfortable against the headrest in my car. Hoping for the best. It's super rainy today. It's already cold outside. The weather has changed and it is no longer summertime, which is just mildly depressing, but we will overcome as we always do. And I just find it so interesting how so many of us are going through the exact same thing or similar things. We're all dealing with the same range of emotions and the same burning questions and trying to figure it out, and yet we all feel so alone while doing it. And that is actually insane to me because so much of life exists in parallel to other people's lives, and we always leave it in parallel. We never let there be any crossover. But I remember growing up, you would hear, especially in the Caribbean, you would hear, it takes a village to raise a child. Lean on your elders, lean on your family, lean on your neighbors. When I was growing up, I knew everybody that lived on my street, you know what I mean? And I just feel as though we've gotten to this point where everybody feels as if they're doing everything all alone. But we're doing the same things, so why are we doing it alone? Why are we not helping each other and supporting each other and having each other's backs and sharing the weight, you know what I mean? Where did it, at what point did we lose the sense of community? At what point did we become okay with the fact that we've lost the sense of community? And how the fuck do we get it back, you know? Because life has probably always been hard, you know? It was hard for our parents, it was hard for their parents, but they had each other at least, you know what I mean? They existed in community with each other. They very much were a village. They very much were a set of people that had each other's backs and had a support system. And I just find that it's so much harder to feel that same sense of community almost in my generation. And it's a little concerning because we talk about backyard hangs and how the reason that nobody's gathering is because nobody has a house. But also everybody's so involved in their own lives that I don't even think it would matter if we had houses. We're just not putting in the effort. And if we think about what we want our lives to look like in 20 years, 30 years, 50 years from now, all the things that we grew up on, that our lives were predicated on when we were in our formative years, spending time with your friends, spending time with your family, doing family dinner, doing all of these things, we're not gonna have that if we don't actively try to create community now and foster community now and create these support systems now. I remember when I was younger, people were doing rent parties and fucking backyard hangs, and it was a cookout every weekend. Then it was a family beach day, a family road trip, a family and friends picnic, or you know. And it's just my mom's friends, my dad's friends, they would rent a beach house together, or they even bought property together that all the family kin and all the friends and all the kids and all the extended whatever have this place where we can come and be in communion with each other. And none of us have that now because none of us are putting in the effort. And it's at the point where the torch has been passed to us. You know what I mean? Like, our parents they're still there. Like, I love my parents. They'll be there for as long as they're there, but we have more time left on this earth now than our parents do, you know? So it's almost like passing the mantle, and we have to be proactive about it. And I just think, as I'm thinking about what I want my life to look like I want to feed my community. I want to give back. I want to be, like, in the summers, I want to, like, be in the dirt with the people that are part of, like, my history, and that we have shared history and shared culture, and, you know, like, we're toiling the soil, and that where it's farm to table, it's dirt to fucking pot to, and then everybody's, like, sharing food together, everybody's, like, sharing time together. The food is, like, this shared experience. And I was talking to somebody the other day, I was, like, getting to know somebody, and they were asking me basically, like, what's my favorite thing to cook. And as a chef, I hate that question, because what do you mean what's my favorite thing to cook? I cook a million things all the time, you know what I mean? I understand why the question is asked. It's just, like, a hard question for me to answer almost, I think. But while that might be my least favorite question to get as a chef, my favorite question to get as a chef is probably why I became a chef. And all the reasons that I just spoke about are the reasons I became a chef. Because at the end of the day, yes, it is about the food, but it's not just about the food. You know, it's about the experience and community and honoring the history while still finding a way to intertwine that into what currently exists. It's so much bigger than just the food. And I really got into this and dissected this when I was writing the other day, and I probably will record that to, like, share. But I just feel as though, like, even if we're not on the island, we need to start acting like we're on the island, you know what I mean? We need to, it should really be, you can take the girl out of the island, but you can't take the island out of the girl type thing. Like, we should be fostering that community and nurturing it in the same ways that we would if we were at home, no matter where we are, because you're who you are regardless of where you are, you know? And I don't know exactly how to get there yet, but step one is to consider it and to think about it, you know what I mean? So that's where we're at. Yeah, I don't know, girl. Okay, it's time to get up. When I say nothing, I mean absolutely nothing. Like, not even the smallest thing went according to plan yesterday. And I was, like, really beating myself up about it this morning, because I really had a plan for my off day and, like, what I wanted to get done and, like, just what I wanted my day to look like. And I want to say that I was, like, in some form of, like, sleeping or, like, napping or restful state, or just, like, lounging on the couch for the entire day yesterday. But that being said, sometimes you just need the extra, like, little, like, of peace and, like, quiet and, like, girl, you don't always have to be going. Sometimes you are allowed to be lazy, because y'all just don't make it a consistent thing, you know?
It's the only chance to better get it right.
Jeez. getting thick. I mean,
This is going to be in your TikTok. Hi guys, this is Nyla Vlogs here.
That's fucking gay.
Hi
This
guys.
is Nyla Vlogs here. I don't know. I'll do YouTube.
Hey guys.
You don't need
what's
to
up?
do. You don't need to turn gay to do YouTube.
Well, it's an intro, bro.
You just call me a sand monkey.
hi.
Yo, it's gonna be fucking busy tonight, man. Yo, strap on, bro.
All right, that's our rush, guys. One cauliflower.
Hi.
Connect. Cauliflower's coming right now. We can send that to 25 after.
Send me home.
No.
Send me home
No,
right
chef.
now.
No, chef.
I'm on my way home from work, but I think this is like the first time, like ever in my life, that I've lived somewhere, like somewhere as in like the actual like physical building that I live in, as opposed to like, you know, like the country that I'm from kind of thing. But I think this is the first time I've ever like lived in a place where like every single time I leave home, I'm excited to go back. And like it's such a gratifying feeling because that's how your home should feel. You know what I mean? Like you should miss your home when you're away from it. I live alone now, and it's not my first time living alone, but I think it's the first time I've lived in a place where I actually poured into it in the ways that I have in this apartment, and it's so entirely mine that of course I miss it when I'm away from it, because why wouldn't I? Anyways, I have a really, not really long, but about an hour and a half, hour 45-minute drive ahead of me, which is always the drive when I'm coming back from our location that's super far from the city, for the restaurant that I work for, but the restaurant group that I work for. But I always mind the drive on the way up. Like it's a beautiful drive. There's a lot of scenery and everything, but it's an annoying drive to make, especially if you have to make it multiple times a week. Like leaving the city and driving up here stresses me out, especially as somebody that doesn't enjoy driving. But the drive back, I'd be so hyped on the drive back, because it's like I'm going back to the place that I belong in, to the place that belongs to me, to the place that feels like home, and it's a home that I've created for myself. And I'm so grateful to have that and to be able to experience that and to be doing this drive back home. And I'm enjoying this drive, and I'm gonna blaze my music and have a time. And I don't think I've ever felt a sense of belonging in a home the way that I do in my home now. And I'm in awe that I've even been able to create that for myself. And then the adage is that I'm just so grateful to have that and so excited to have that. And every time I go home, I add something, you know, like I'm like, maybe we'll have orange mugs, or maybe we'll do this. And okay, maybe not every time I go home, but like it's so fun to be able to be like, yeah, this is a thing that I bought for my house, you know, and I know exactly how I'm gonna use it, and it's gonna be exactly what I want, and I just be happy to be here, yo. Okay, so we've seen the hair, we know the hair. Ignore the shirt. It's like my granddad's shirt that I wear whenever I'm doing something Buck Welch or whatever. Whenever I'm doing something that like I don't want to get my other clothes messed up in the house. But I like that my hair is dark. Like I don't want to be blonde or anything, but I'm really obsessed with like my natural highlights. Like my hair is very sun bleached, and I just want to see if I can lighten it up just like a tad more and get a little bit more like evenness, especially towards like my roots in terms of color, because right now it's like very ombre. I used to bleach my hair all the time when I was a blonde pixie cut warrior. The real ones know. So I'm used to the bleaching process, but also I used to bleach my hair when it was short, and I really didn't give, like, I didn't care too much about the health of it because I knew I was gonna cut it again anyways. But I really love my hair. Like, I really love my locks, and I don't want to fry her. So I'm gonna see how lifted we can get it to be in like 15 minutes. Like, I'm gonna apply it. I'm gonna do the bleach application starting at the roots, because obviously my roots are a lot darker than my ends. And also I low-key think there might be like a little bit of black dye up in there somewhere, because when I used to be like a jet black warrior, I would dye it if I had like lint in it or whatever. And so we're gonna dye it. No fucking bleach mixture. Wash my hair, and then I'll go in the shower and do an everything shower. But I just find it so much easier to wash my hair in the kitchen sink, and I don't know why ever. Okay. Now we wait. Okay, so it's the next day. I had to sleep on it last night because I was like this close to crashing out. And I still don't know if I like it. I'm just less inclined to go bald at the moment. So this is where we're at. I know we joke around a lot about like being like the eldest daughter of like an immigrant family or a West Indian family or whatever else. And like the prototype almost that like creates for like your life and your relationship with your family. But I just think that like being the kid that leaves home and like doesn't look back and like has minimal contact with their family, and honestly like I wouldn't even go as far as to say I avoid my family, but like I don't go out of my way to interact with my family in the ways that like people usually interact with their family. Like, and that has created such like a distinct and like noticeable like disconnect, I want to say, with my family, and like created like very strange relationships within the family unit and the family dynamic. And like, don't get me wrong, I love my family. I would literally give up my life for them. Like, I would do anything for them. But when I say I would give up my life for them, I mean like I would give up like my physical life, like my physical life body. Like I would let the breath be taken from my body if it meant that it would do well for my family. But I am not willing to give up the life that I have made for my family, if that makes sense. And I just find that there's so little about my life and my lifestyle and just like the way that I move through the world that resonates with my family. Like, we have so little in common, aside from the fact that we're all super opinionated and all super headstrong. But like in terms of like the ways that we live our lives, like there's not really any crossover or any intersect unless it's purpose work or like intentional, like unless we're actively making the choice to cross over or like visit each other or have our paths cross. Like, our lives very much exist in parallel. Like, my life is happening and their lives are happening, and I find that a lot of the time there's intersection in their lives but not necessarily with mine, and I'm very okay with that. Like, incredibly okay with that. Like, I feel like I often grieve traditional family unit, but I've also acknowledged that like the traditional family unit doesn't work for me as somebody who has completely different values and ideals and an entirely different lifestyle than the rest of my family. And I say all this to say my mom's visiting this weekend, and I don't want to attribute everything I'm feeling to the fact that my mom is visiting, but I found it so hard to like get anything done this week. Like I found it so hard to be productive because my anxiety has been at an all-time high, and a lot of that anxiety is because I know my mom's going to visit, and like I want to see my mom. I love her. Like I haven't seen her in over a year, and I think it will be good to see her, but I am, I think, nervous or wary of having her in my space. Like I really feel like my space can't even be what it truly is because I don't want to hear my mom's opinions about the things that she might find in my house. Like I broke down my entire altar yesterday, and I will not put it back up until she leaves because my mom is a Christian woman and I was raised in a Christian household for the most part, and I know that she doesn't agree with like my spiritual practice. I also smoke weed in my house. I mean, not in my house, but like there is weed in my house because I smoke weed. And I feel like I was like digging around the whole house yesterday when I was eating to get rid of all of my paraphernalia so that I wouldn't have to like have back and forth conversations with her about the fact that I smoke, you know? And like I burn incense in my house and I burn sage in my house and I do a lot of things in my house that like my mom is just not okay with, and I just feel like she's visiting, and yes, it's only for 3 days, but it feels like 3 days where I can't actually be myself, and that makes me a little sad, and I don't really know what to do with it other than to just feel it. But yeah, I don't know, I think sometimes regardless of like the fact that you come from a person or like come from a separate set of people, the ways that like you exist and show up in the world do not necessarily always align with the ways that they do, and that's okay. Like you don't always belong to the people that you came from, you know?